Everyone loves Slivington Manor. I love Slivington Manor. So sorry, kind sir. I just figured I would share that with you guys because I mean, am I literally in the insane asylum? Here's something else that I find quite interesting. Margaret Josephs says that Teresa Giudice is dead to her. So I have talked about this many times on this show. I will talk about it again very quickly. But I said this, roll tape, go and listen to all of our old shows. As Teresa and Melissa were reconciling, as Dolores, who is the most neutral person in the world, and she can work with anyone, plus she's going to be on Rory. As I said all this, I'm like, does anybody realize we actually have done shows here entitled Margaret's Out? I mean, once Teresa and Melissa reconcile, and Teresa will do that for the show, and Melissa will do that for the show. I mean, I was like, months ago, I'm like, does anyone see the writing on the wall that it's bye bye to Margaret? This is why guys, we're not anywhere close. Producers are going to make Melissa and Teresa jump through many more hoops before we just say, you don't get to go to a dinner and then say, oh, Teresa and Melissa, you are not producers on RHONJ. You do not get to decide to have one dinner with Louie and Joe, follow each other, and then say, hey, Bravo, we're ready. We're ready. Don't be surprised if these four are together all weekend to try to prove something to Bravo. It doesn't work that way because if you ropers, that is why it's not working. The audience is smarter now. So, Teresa and Melissa, you're not producers. Your name is not on the byline. It doesn't work that way, okay? Kyle Richards cannot decide that Kim Richards needs money and her and Kim are going to go and push a storyline to get Kim back on Beverly Hills. It doesn't work that way. So, sorry, ladies, you're going to have to work a little harder, and gentlemen, but I said it before. Does anyone see the writing on the wall? This ain't going to end well for Margaret. So, Margaret, say what you want. I've called her a total moron because she put a whale on a shirt and she got her ass sued. The woman has made some really fucking bad business decisions over the years. But I got to tell you, one on one, when you compare her to Teresa or many of the other housewives from many franchises, she is one of the smarter ones. So, I think Margaret realizes it's over for her, game over. And I would, yeah, I'd like to see what happens with her friendship with Melissa once Melissa's on the show with Teresa and not her. But Margaret gets it, and she was just in an interview, and they said, "Do you think you will ever be friends?" Meaning her and Teresa. And this was like maybe like a few months ago she was asked this. It's making headlines now ahead of the reconciliation. I mean, it's making headlines again in light of the reconciliation. It's resurfaced. And Margaret said, never. I will never acknowledge her again. I will never look at her again. I don't want to have anything to do with her. Never in a million years. Although Margaret is not open to being around Teresa, she admits that she wishes her no ill will. Of course she does. That's her MO. She has horrible issues. I pray that she gets out of them for the sake because I did a relationship with her at one point. So I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Her husband, I could give two shits what happens to him. So for everyone wondering, this resurfaced interview is now making the rounds that Teresa is dead to Margaret. I don't know where I was when this interview took place. I will never have a relationship with her again. No, those days, that ship has sailed. By the way, when you're dead to me, you're dead, and that's it. And she's dead to me. Wow. Does someone, I mean, Margaret is going to get left out she's going to get left out in the cold. Let me repeat that. The ship has sailed. When you're dead to me, you're dead. That's it. And she's dead to me. Okay. The host argued that she doesn't move in the same way and prefers to give people second chances. Margaret, I assume she's talking. Margaret pointed out she's given Teresa endless chances. She orchestrated having my hair pulled by Danielle Staub, throwing an entire table of food at me. They've done horrible, horrible things. They've had endless chances. So Margaret says, when you're dead to me, you're dead. That's it. She's dead to me. So there you go. Um, there you go. She does not give a shit about any of this. So don't think you're coming back, Margaret. I think Margaret and Melissa, they're good friends. I believe it's a real friendship, but your going to have to prove that you're a good friend, Margaret, because you're now going to have to support your friend Melissa and be there for Melissa and remain friends with Melissa. Well, I don't know if Margaret could do it. I don't know if Teresa can do it. Did this reconciliation? I mean, Melissa, her cookies are doing so well, and they made $1 million. I don't know if you can do it, Teresa. The more accolades that are sent Teresa's way, I truly, 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 from the bottom of my heart, don't know if you can say, oh my God, I'm so proud of her for the cookies. Oh my God, I'm so proud of her for this. I don't know if you can do it. So I'm glad you guys have reconciled. I don't know if Teresa can do it. I think if the minute something new happens to Teresa and it's like really, really good, I mean, to Melissa, I think Teresa's going to crack. I don't know if you could do it either, Margaret. You're going to have to be friends with Melissa. Stand by your friend who reconciled with her sister-in-law. Now, she should reconcile with her sister-in-law. That's family. That should come before you, Margaret Josephs. But can Margaret do it? Can Margaret really smile and be happy with that fake smile from Melissa? Well, Melissa, she didn't throw Margaret to the wolves. She did nothing wrong, but she had to do it to get back on the show. Seems like Melissa played you, Margaret, not the other way around. What else can we talk about? A lot of people are, what do I want to talk about? A lot of people are saying that Sheena Shea was shaded in the trailer for the new VPR. For everyone keeping track, I think the new VPR looks great. I am excited. A lot of you are not as excited. I get it. You don't want to watch. I want to watch. To be honest with you, I'm more excited about watching a bunch of new, young, people that are all sleeping together and they're going to be fucking messes. I'm more interested in watching that than Sheena and Lala and Katie and Ariana and just the same old, same old. So I feel it's refreshed. It's LVP. I don't know. I'm actually more interested in this. I could you have taken another season of the OGs? What would we have done? And now James Kennedy's not working at that thing anymore. But a lot of you think Stassi was they start with famous quotes by Stassi and Kristen Doty and Brittany and Lala and Ariana, and there was no quote from Sheena. Now there was no quote from Katie either. So I think people are reading too much into this, but internet sleuths are convinced that this is a slap across the face to Sheena because Sheena, during her book and in interviews, said that Vanderpump Villa was a total flop. Vanderpump Villa may not have the buzz of some other shows. It's on Hulu. It certainly don't have the buzz of All's Fair, which is phenomenal. Anyone not watching All's Fair, I urge you to watch it. People that don't like it, I get it, but I think you're missing the point. This isn't supposed to be, 60 minutes or I don't know, masterpiece theater. It's so good for what it is. I love it. It's bubblegum, it's sisterhood, and it is coming back. And for the guest stars, I guess if you're in your 20s, you don't recognize all these guest stars, but oh my God, Brooke Shields and Judith Light and Rick Springfield and Jessica Simpson, it's phenomenal. But when Sheena says, Vanderpump Villa was a total flop, it actually wasn't. The second season with Stassi did very well in the ratings. So, but she said Vanderpump Villa was a flop, and she said that Lisa Vanderpump used her real life to launch Vanderpump Rules and her own reality TV career. Said a lot of stuff against Vanderpump. So people think that her not being in it is not just an oversight, that it's like, okay, Sheena, you did bad. They're unhappy with you. It could be the case. It could be the case. Mary is threatening to quit selling Sunset too. She said that she's had enough and it has to change and it's disgusting the way everyone's being treated. Chriselle has quit. Mary's also said the whole show is going to be shut down. That Jason Oppenheim is done with it, and he is going to shut down the whole fucking show if this continues. I believe it. This is actually an embarrassment at this point. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thought this was like the worst season of the damn show ever. Guys, I am going to be covering BravoCon all weekend. I know there's a lot of stuff which has happened. It started on Thursday. Everyone's been sending me stuff. I'm at the airport. Guess what? I see Karen Huger boarding a flight. Someone else is in LA. I see this one boarding a flight. So it started on Thursday. People are at BravoCon. Guys, I have to be honest with you. I'm just being completely honest. Look, different strokes for different folks. It's kind of like when you have a whole cast of a show and many people want to do one thing, and there's always somebody that's like, it's not me. I don't want to do that. That's how I feel about BravoCon. An 80s or 90s convention. I go to so many 80s or 90s conventions. I was just talking to Nicole Eggert the other day. She has a podcast herself. We'll have her back. I was just on Nicole's podcast, so I'll share all of that with you. And I was like, I love an 80s or not, because she wasn't going to BravoCon either. It's just, I am thrilled to be right here with all of you reporting it. And by the way, I can report it better here. It's live streaming. I'm watching everything as if I was there. I just don't want to go. Please don't make me go. Sarah will go next year when she's not pregnant, hopefully. Our live show, anyone that does not have tickets, it's this Monday. This is it. Um, I've been checking because Sarah is a very, very, very devious person. So, tickets are still available. If you go on that link and you try to buy a ticket and you don't see it available, let me know. Sarah wants to shut it down. I don't know how we're going to do it. This is our highest selling show yet, but I'm keeping tickets open because, when there's money on the table, sorry. But if anyone has a question for Sarah, I guess just DM her and let her know that you kind of need to go towards the front. If everyone needs to go at the front, we can't have that. I will be covering BravoCon all weekend. I just want to get some of this out of the way. I also want to talk later this weekend about Kyle and Amanda. Apparently, they're having problems. I'm well aware of everything going on with BravoCon. We'll talk about it all weekend, and it's been a crazy. Oh, I want to talk about Mary and her church scandal, guys. We're just going to be here all weekend together, and there's going to be Patreon exclusives, even though I can't talk. I love you all. I hope you just let's kicking off the weekend. It's 5:30 in the morning on Saturday.